Welcome, everyone. This is our District 103 Toastmasters Senior Advisor webinar series, and I am your facilitator, Cassandra Diva of Dialogue Lee. I am past District Director for District 103 Toastmasters. This series is a brainstorm of mine that has allowed me to assist our club members, our club leaders, as well as our district leaders with various topic areas that assist with having club growth, club retention, member retention, you name it, we make the attempt to do it all here in this session. Today's session is a two-part session. Today is part one of being able to foster club success by using the Toastmasters International dashboard. This is a topic that I believe is going to be beneficial for every club leader as well as district leader. Even if you're simply a member of a club, this information is going to be beneficial for you to pass on to your club members as well. I see quite a few familiar faces on the line today, and I want to make certain that we are very familiar with each other, understand what you're hoping to get from today's session, and then we'll move into what I call the demonstration portion of the session, where you will also have the opportunity to play right along with me. Therefore, let's start with some of the introductions, getting to know who you are, what club you belong to, as well as what prompted you to be a part of this session. I'll start off, of course, I am the facilitator for the session. I'm Cassandra Lee, and I belong to the Wrightwood Ashburn Overcomers, also known as the WAYO Toastmasters Club. The reason I decided to facilitate a session focused on the dashboard is because we have pretty much finished out the first quarter of our club year, and I want members and leaders to be aware of the dashboard as a resource. It's a resource that can help you with tracking your club's progress throughout the year. That's a little bit about me. That's the reason why we're focusing in today on part one of using the Toastmasters International dashboard. Let me go around the room at this point. That way you get the opportunity to meet others. Now I'm simply looking at my screen. I'm looking at the gallery view, and I'm going to start with the first person that I see. Let me start with our district director of District 103, Greg Thompson. Mr. District Director, let us know what prompted you to be a part of this session when I know for sure you understand the dashboard. Yet, let everyone else know what prompted you to attend today.
Yes, ma'am. How are you today? Thank you very much, and thank you to all the other leaders on the call. This is very inspiring to see so many leaders here. I actually jumped on the Zoom meeting because I was prompted by our PQD. She always let me know what's going on because sometimes I get busy and get short-sighted. And she's like, hey, I'm going to be on Cassandra's call on Sunday. She said, are you going to be on there? I'm like, I didn't think I needed it, but I said, you know what? I'm going to jump on there because you just never know. It could be a nugget or two that I can pick up. And I always want to be up on what my leaders are up on. And looking at this array that you have here now, I am in good company.
I agree with you, Mr. District Director. You are definitely in good company. It is also my goal to make certain for those of us who are seasoned leaders who already understand the dashboard that we can at least walk away with some new nuggets of information. And even for members who may not be familiar with the dashboard, I'm hoping that we can share insight that will assist members with understanding more about the benefit of the dashboard. Mr. Thompson started us off, everyone. Our district director got us going with the introductions. I'm still moving through my gallery with those that I see. Cheryl, you are next. However, I know that, Cheryl, you have to use the chat box. Therefore, inside of the chat box, Cheryl, let us know what club you belong to and what prompted you to attend the session. Once your message comes in, I'll acknowledge it. While you're doing that though, Cheryl, I'm going to move on to the next individual that I see. And that's our District 103 Finance Manager, Latrina Odo.
Thank you so much, Training Director Cassandra Lee. I actually so glad that we received a reminder today because I have forgot to sign up, but I'm excited to be here today. I do have little knowledge or understanding of the dashboard. I have used it in the past with looking up club information related to the club and area level. But I noticed that there are several menus under the dashboard where you can look up reports and other information. So I'm here today to get a better understanding of how to use the dashboard and to pick up any nuggets and hear the experience on the line of using it and the benefits of using it when I'm trying to look at performance. So thank you.
You're quite welcome, Latrina. And thank you so much. You definitely touched on something about the dashboard, and that is the fact that it has various reports that we can access. Today is part one. Next month will be part two. Part two will give us the opportunity to explore a little bit further the additional reports. Today, what we're going to do is exactly what you were mentioning that you've been able to do, Latrina, and that is to find out information about your club. So thank you so much for sharing how you've used the dashboard, what you're hoping to gain from this session. And I appreciate you giving your insight on your experience with the dashboard. All right, moving on to our next participant, and that is Lena Lewis. Lena Lewis, if you can hear me, go ahead and share with me by microphone. Let all of us know who you are, what club you belong to, and what prompted you to attend. Lena, if by chance you cannot speak by microphone, do as Cheryl Lane just did. Put your response inside of the chat box for us. I'm going to pause for a moment though, Lena, to make certain that we can see your microphone unmute. All right, Lena, I don't see your microphone unmuting. Therefore, you can communicate with us via the chat box. And as I mentioned before, let us know who you are, what club you belong to, and what prompted you to attend today's session. Cheryl, thank you for your response. I appreciate you letting us know that you belong to the Broadview Toastmasters Club, that you were recently appointed to the Division G Director. Oh, wow. You were recently appointed as the District 103 Division Director for Division G. Yay. And I would imagine, Cheryl, if I'm not mistaken, this is your second time serving as a Division Director. Is that correct? Or is this the first time serving as a Division Director? And you can give me a thumbs up reaction icon, or never mind. I see your comments are going to come in through the chat box. So whichever one. I'm going through my memory bank though, Cheryl, and I'm like, this is not your first rodeo being a district leader. So thank you for sharing that. What I'm also appreciating, Cheryl, is that you're letting us know you need to learn how to take advantage of the information from the dashboard, and that is why you are here. Great. And thank you. Yeah, you were for 3 years, you were area director. So see, I knew you had been in leadership before. Congrats on the division director role. Yes, I'm stumbling through my thoughts because I'm thinking 3 years as area, you said, oops, 2 years. 2 years as area director. And now you are in that next leadership level of division director. So congratulations on that, Cheryl. And thank you again for sharing inside of the chat box with us, Cheryl. Madam Program Quality Director, Dion Legging, you are up next.
Good afternoon, everyone. As Cassandra said, I am the Program Quality Director for the district. I'm also a member of Broadview Toastmasters. And what brought me here was just, I looked at it as another opportunity to become better acquainted with the Dash. The Dash gives us a lot of information, but you can get sometimes the same information just doing different things. So I just want to become more familiar with it and being able to navigate through it. So then ultimately I can help to give information when needed to our other district leaders.
Thank you, Dion. And I appreciate you saying that you want to become more familiar with the Dash. And I have never heard anyone nickname it the Dash before. And I thought that was so cool. You have that pro experience of being familiar with it already, to the point that you sound like you love it as a resource, that you've been able to give it a nickname, the Dash.
Dash.
So thank you so much, Madam Program Quality Director, for sharing.
You're welcome.
All right, next in my gallery view, I see Tanya Cook. Tanya Cook. Let us know, Tanya, what club you belong to and what prompted you to attend today's session. All right, Tanya Cook, if you're, there you go. I see your microphone now. There you are.
Hello, my name is Tanya Cook, and I would like to first thank you for inviting me. It came on a whim, and on a whim, I am here. I believe there's a reason for everything, because I was just discussing with one of the members. I am a member of the Orland Park Toastmasters club that I was seeking more information. I joined the Orland Park Toastmasters club about, I don't know, 2 weeks ago because I know I'm saying a lot. That's why I joined the club, because I need some assistance where I am weak. I do a lot of speaking engagements, believe it or not, but I'm doing a lot of and on, and I say, okay, I need to perfect this, okay? I am an independent healthcare consultant by trade, and I believe that when I perfect this speaking skill, that it would bring more resources to me, okay? So that's why I'm here, and I am so glad to be here. But I also wanna say, I'm thinking maybe I'm on the wrong line, because these are all big shots here.
Listen, Tanja, and my apology for mispronouncing your name the first time. Thank you so much for letting us know that you are Tanja Cook. And what I would say to the comment about big shots, a lot of times we learn from those that are around us. This is a perfect environment for you to learn from those who are here. And you might have noticed, even though we all have various leadership roles or different levels of experience in the club, we're all here for the same reason. We want to know more about this resource that helps our club. You, Tanja, are in a perfect position. Not only are you in Toastmasters to improve your skills on a personal and professional level, yet you're positioning yourself where now you can help your club members know more about this resource as well. And I would imagine, and don't tell me, let me not appear as if I have a crystal ball before me, yet in a couple of months, I would not be surprised, Tanja, if I see you again, because you are serving as a club leader because of the knowledge you gained today.
Thank you.
You're so welcome. And thank you for being here and for sharing.
Wow.
Next on our introduction list is Coretta. Coretta, go ahead and let us know who you are, what club you belong to, and what brought you here.
Hello. Actually, I received an invite, and I love to learn something new every day, and I would like to help in my club's success. And the club that I belong to is HHS Toastmasters, and that's club number 1279802. And we're always saying we're the best club on the planet. Although I've been with that club for less than a year. And really, I just wanted to, since I want to play a part in helping the club's success, I've been working with our public relations person and just trying to promote our club more. So I'm just really here today just to learn more information about how to help my club be successful.
Great.
You are in the right place. And thank you, Coretta, for sharing that. And yes, I'm familiar with your club, the HHS Club. And the fact that you are here is truly going to help keep the club being one of the best clubs on the planet. Congrats to you on that. Yeah, you're so welcome. And thank you so much for being open-minded to what you can learn from this session. Cool. All right. I see Sandra Lane next in my gallery. Sandra Lane. Go ahead and let us know, Sandra, what club you belong to and what prompted you to be here.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Sandra Lane. I am Division Director for Central F. I saw the email earlier this afternoon and thought, wow, this is a great opportunity to learn more about the dashboard. I believe I have a fundamental knowledge so that I'm able to share with my team when they want to know the basics of how to navigate and learn about what's happening within the clubs in their area. But there's so much more out there on that dashboard that I don't know. I wanted to seize this opportunity to learn more. And I am a member of Broadview Toastmasters.
Well, thank you so much, Sandra Lane. And you're absolutely right. There is so much more to learn. The great thing, as you pointed out, you are a division director, which means you do have foundational knowledge of the dashboard. Yet today, I believe what you'll gain is insight that now you can share with your division team, meaning you'll be able to pass some information on to your area directors, who then will be able to pass information on to their club leaders. Thank you, Sandra, for being present and for sharing your insight as to what prompted you to be here today. Awesome. All right, this is a gentleman that I know quite well. He and I had the privilege of serving on the very first District 103 leadership team, the District Trio. I used to call him the District 103 Club Growth Director, and I call him none other than Don Williams. I'm giving Don the opportunity to share with us right now. Mr. Former District Director, Mr. Past District Director, go ahead and share with us what prompted you to be here today, because if anyone on this call knows about the dashboard, it is definitely you.
Thank you, Cassandra. What prompted me to go on is you can never know too much about the Dash. I'm a 12 plus year student of the Dash, but for me, the way I look at it, I can either learn from listening or share the knowledge that I've gained from my 12 or 13 years of teaching others about the Dash. So I look forward to whatever more tidbits that I can learn from listening and observing.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much, Don. And as I found when we were on the leadership team as a trio in that first year, you definitely brought a wealth of additional insight with how to use the dashboard, as well as what information is available on the dashboard. Therefore, don't be surprised if from time to time I say, all right, Don, anything additional they need to know. So thank you for being willing to not only observe, yet to also share as well.
Okay.
Great. All right. I think there is one more individual that I have not yet heard from, and they have called in by telephone. I see the final two digits being 77. Go ahead and unmute yourself. Let us know who you are, what club you belong to, and what prompted you to attend today's session. For our participant that is by telephone, you have called in. Oh, that's you, Cheryl. Thank you. Look at you being in two places simultaneously. Great. Thank you so much, Cheryl, for letting me know that is you. Great. All right. Now I'm double checking. I think we did not hear yet from Lena Lewis. Yet Lena Lewis, whenever you have the opportunity, let us know in the chat box what club you belong to and what brought you here. And what I'm going to do at this point is now position us to gain the exposure of the dashboard. Let me first put inside of the chat box the handout that I prepped for us for today's part 1 session. I know that a few of you may have already accessed the handout. Just in case you did not get the opportunity to download it before the session or to download it at the beginning of the session, I'm now putting the information inside of the chat box. It looks as if it has downloaded, or I should say uploaded into the chat box correctly. Give me a thumbs up with your reaction icon if you see that handout inside of the chat box and it is being accessible for you. Great, thank you. Awesome. Glad to know that the handout inside of the chat box is working. And for those of you who need it, you have access to it. Fantastic. This is part one of our dashboard experience. In this particular session, I wanted to focus on using the dashboard where we are able to use the dashboard for the purpose of looking more specifically at our clubs. Therefore, let me begin to take us over to the Toastmasters International website where we have access to the dashboard. With a thumbs up reaction icon, let me know if you are able to see my screen with the Toastmasters International website visible. You are also more than welcome to verbally state it as well. Great, thank you. Great, fantastic. Thank you for those thumbs up. Now that you see the Toastmasters International website, let me tell you the first secret about the dashboard. You can access the dashboard without logging into the Toastmasters International website. You do not need to put in your passcode or your email address in order to access the Toastmasters International dashboard. Yet, what you might not realize is where the dashboard is located, because as you will notice, all of the various options for the tabs, none of them say dashboard. So here's where you will locate the dashboard. Go to Leadership Central. When you click Leadership Central, you're going to notice a menu of various options. You have Club Central, you have Club Officer Tools, the Brand Portal, Speech Contest, and Eligibility Assistant, which is related to the speech contest. And I'm looking at all of those options in that left-hand column. In the center column of options, you'll see District Central and District Leader Tools, Public Relations, the Leader Letter, and Legal and Tax Compliance. Notice they moved us from resources that are more specific to the club to the resources that are more specific to the district. That final column of options, the district, or I should say the Distinguished Performance Reports, the Region Advisor, Governing Documents, and month-end closing dates, those are resources that both the club level, the district level, and even the region level officers can all use. So again, under Leadership Central, this is where you're going to find the dashboard, yet notice nothing says dashboard. Now I'm chuckling at that because even as I was going through the different resource links that are listed, and I thought, you know, they still don't say dashboard to make it easy for you to know. Remember, Dion Legging, our program quality director for District 103, gave the dashboard a nickname. She called it Dash, the Dash. Think of the phrase dashboard as a nickname for Distinguished Performance Reports. The Toastmasters International official name for the dashboard is actually Distinguished Performance Reports. That is the link I am now going to click, and that will take us to a website page that is dashboards.toastmasters.org. That's how we started nicknaming the Distinguished Performance Reports, the dashboard, based on the website address. Yet whenever you want to find information about your club and you want to access the dashboard, Start on the Toastmasters International website, click the tab that says Leadership Central. In the options of Leadership Central, click the link for Distinguished Performance Reports. Distinguished Performance Reports will then take you to this page here, this home screen here. Notice with the home screen, you have lots of information. I'm looking at it right now and I'm taking that deep sigh because I'm thinking, where on earth do you start? Well, you can start in a variety of sections depending upon what your role is. Now, a lot of what we're looking at right now, if you were a district leader, you would look at some of this information from this format. However, I want to bring it back to the club. Let's look at all of this from the club's perspective. So in order to find out details about your club, start in that far left-hand space where it says Club Search, and let's do a search for your club information. I'll start just randomly with my club, and I'll type in my club's number, 771-880, and I'll hit the search bar. And now the details for the Wrightwood Ashfront Overcomers WAYO Toastmasters Club appears. This is information about my home club based off of the Distinguished Club Program, the DCP. And this is the information that you're finding primarily in the Distinguished Performance Reports for your club. Now, I searched for my club, and these are the details for my club. However, I want to search and look for someone else's club. And let me go through my gallery here. I believe it was it Coretta?
Yes, my club number is 127-9802.
Thank you. 127-9802, and this is for HHS Toastmasters. Now, you notice, Coretta, I asked for your number because I remember when you were telling us what club you belong to, you knew that number immediately. You were able to share some information with us, and this gives us some insight about HHS. Coretta, have you seen this information before? Or is this the first time you're seeing the dashboard?
It's my first time seeing the dashboard.
Okay, all right, no problem. Well, let's walk through what we're seeing here. Of course, everyone, I could have done the same thing with my home club as well. However, I see my home club all the time because I'm the Vice President of Education and my executive committee meets once a month, which means I'm looking at the WAYO details often on this page. Yet we're not here to learn only about my club. We're here to learn about your club. Therefore, Coretta, I appreciate you allowing us to gain insight about the dashboard by looking at it from your club's perspective. Looking at the handout as well, everyone, let me walk you through what we're seeing. First thing you might notice on the handout, it asks for your name, the name and number of your club. Well, Coretta immediately was able to tell us the number of her club. That's one of the reasons why I asked her to be a part of this demonstration. Notice on the dashboard, it was easy to find her club's information when we went into the club search and we put in 127-9802. Know your club's name and your club's number. Knowing the club's number can find information faster on the dashboard. The second component that's on the handout that gives you some insight is the first section called Club Alignment. Club Alignment. This is how you know what district you're in, what division you're in, which area you're in, and also what region you're in. We are all a part of the Toastmasters International organization, yet Toastmasters International is organized based on regions, districts, divisions, and areas. Did that all make sense? If so, go ahead and give a thumbs up reaction icon. The overall umbrella is Toastmasters International, yet we are in District 103, which is a part of Region 5, and HHS, although they're part of the Chicago District 103, they are in the Division of F, which stands for Central East Division, which happens to have the Central East Division director on the line, Sandra Lang, today. And HHS is in the area of 82, F82. That's key information that is provided for all clubs, yet all of our clubs are not in the same division or area, but we will be in the same district and region. The next piece of information on the handout is base, membership base. Membership base is in the middle. And when I used to call Don Williams our club growth director, I know he was constantly looking at membership information. He was looking at it more from the district standpoint, but he was knowing what the membership information was for every club within District 103. Notice what's happening with HHS. HHS has a membership base of 19. That means July 1st of 2021, they started the year with 19 members, or a base of 19 members, which means they must have ended last club year with 19. And Don Williams, I'm going to defer to you to definitely explain that for everyone. I'm looking through my gallery, Don. There you go. And Don, with the base is basically whatever they ended the previous club year with. That's the number that's being used to start the brand new club year, correct?
That's correct.
All right. So Coretta, last club year, June 30th, 2021, HHS ended with 19 members. That means July 1st of 2021, Toastmasters International said, okay, your base number is 19. To date, right now, as of today's date, you have a membership base of 15. Now, right underneath that is the category that says required. Toastmasters always says that a strong club is a club with 20 members. So 20 members is what's known as charter strength. Yet if you don't have 20 members, like for right now, to date, HHS only has 15 members. The great thing is you do have until June 30th to get a net growth of 5 members or potentially 20 members. So Toastmasters International wants to see growth. They want the clubs to grow in membership. They want clubs to get to 20 members or more if you can, or in the club year, recruit and retain at least 5 new members. And we actually want a little bit more than 5, and we'll talk about that when we move through the dashboard. Yet thanks, Don, for confirming that base number. And this goes for everyone's club. Whenever you see what that base number is, that means that's what your club ended the previous club year with. And they're letting you know to date what your membership number is. And they're also going to remind you of the required number. Required number is 20 members or a net growth of 5. And then last but not least are the goals. The goals are related to the Distinguished Performance Program or the Distinguished Club Program, the DCP, Distinguished Club Program. Currently, Coretta, your club is doing really well. You have 3 goals already met. In a moment, we'll see what those 3 goals are. Yet with goals, they want us to work toward, as a club, achieving 5 goals, 7 goals, or 9 goals. And actually, let me rephrase it this way. As a club, we can achieve 5 to 6 goals and be recognized by Toastmasters International as a distinguished club. or we can achieve 7 to 8 goals and become recognized as a select distinguished club. And the last category is we can achieve 9 to all 10 of the distinguished club goals, and we could be known as President's Distinguished. It's still early in the year. April's dues have not yet been paid, and after the April dues is typically when you start to see your category of your goals achieved being designated as distinguished, select distinguished, or President's Distinguished. And we'll look in a moment at the body of this page. For now, though, we're only looking at what's being captured as far as the goals that have been accomplished. Coretta, in the case of HHS, so far, there are 3 goals that have been accomplished. And although those 3 goals have been accomplished, it doesn't yet designate HHS as a distinguished club, yet you're close.
We got to get there. We have to get there.
Absolutely.
You got me all excited because now I'm actually on my level 4 and I've been with the club for less than a year. So.
Oh, good, good. Awesome. Yes. And I hope everyone saw the comment also that Don put inside of the chat box. Don brings up a very good point. Not only are we achieving those goals, but we have to make certain we achieve the membership. Notice the membership is before the goals section. Club alignment information is informational. Again, you know what district you're in, what division you're in, what area you're in, that's informational. Yet from a membership and goals perspective, membership is going to weigh heavier, or let me say it this way, membership influences your club's status in the Distinguished Club program much more heavily than the actual goals that you achieve. You can achieve all the goals, but if you don't achieve the membership requirement, you won't be recognized as Distinguished, Select Distinguished, or President's Distinguished. So Don, thank you for that comment. I'm so glad that you mentioned that. The goals plus the meeting the membership requirements, that's important. We have to meet the membership requirement. So obtaining 5 new members or possibly more. And again, we'll look at that in a moment when we look at the body of the dashboard. So far, and again, thank you so much, Coretta, for giving us the opportunity to actually see HHS. I'm going to pause here because I want everyone else, I want to ask you some questions and I want you to use the chat box. I want you, if you can, go over to the dashboard on your computer, and I'm going to pause for at least a minute or 2. I think I'm going to pause for 2 minutes. Let me give you 2 minutes at least. What I'm curious to know is what is your to-date membership number and what is the goals met that your club has achieved so far? So I want you, whether you're on your phone, on your computer, I want you to go over to the dashboard and I want you to find out that membership number to date and the goals met number so far, and then type that inside of the chat box. I am actually going to become silent for 2 minutes in order to give you that space in which to find that information. I'll see everyone back in 2. Thank you everyone for taking that time to actually review the dashboard. We were taking the opportunity to look at the dashboard at your own club. I wanted you to take a look at the membership information as well as the goals information. As we saw with Coretta's club, HHS has to date 15 members, and for the goals currently they have achieved thus far are 3. Thanks again, Coretta, for allowing us to view your dashboard information. As I'm looking in the chat box, I also see some additional information came in. And Latrina, I appreciate you putting in, to date, your club has 8 members and the goals that you've met are 2. That's great. That's making progress. That's awesome. Now, let me pause and ask, who has a question? Let me stop sharing the dashboard here. Let me ask, who has a question about what we did with that process? Were there any issues that you found that you were experiencing when you went to find your own club information? Or did you have some details that you wanted to share out loud by microphone? So either one, if you have a question, if you have an issue, feel free to use your microphone to let me know. Fantastic. I'm reviewing my chat box. I'm also looking through my gallery, and it appears there are no unmuted microphones, which means this process must have gone okay for you. Now, Tandra, I am going to check in with you just to double check. I know that this was a new experience for you. Did it make sense for you, Tandra, when you went to your club's dashboard? Were you able to, first of all, find your club's information on the dashboard? Feel free to either type your response inside of the chat box or unmute your microphone and let me know.
Okay, to be honest with you, I am just now getting here because I'm not so much savvy with the way Zoom works. So I did not want to push any buttons so that you would go away, but I figured it out now. So I'm just now at the site. So I'm sure I can figure it out now. Okay?
That's okay. Would you like for me to share the screen and we can do it together where everyone can see like we did with Coretta's? Are you open to that?
I am open to that, but I don't want to take any extra time.
Oh, that's what this is for. This is the demonstration portion. That's what this is for. Let me go back to the dashboard. I'm going to share the screen.
Okay.
And do you have your club's number?
4871.
Okay. Awesome.
Okay, so you're on the tiny screen and I'm here at the Toastmasters International screen.
All right, but you did say your club's number is 4871, and there we are, Orland Park Club. Are you able to see the screen that I'm sharing here, Tanja?
Okay, how do I make it bigger? Yes,
okay.
I am able to see it, yes.
Awesome. Your club is in a great position as well from what I'm seeing. I see that to date, your club has 18 members. The great thing is last club year, your club did end at charter strength. So your club ended with 20 members. That means with 18 members on the books right now, 2 of the members from before simply did not renew. Yet that's not a bad place to be because it's all about recruiting this club year. And I would imagine you'll be able to get 2 more members, if not more, in order to maintain that charter strength of 20. Yet you're at 18 members. And the reminder is get 20 members by the end of this club year, or gain 5 new people. Gain 5 new people.
Okay.
Do you see how many goals your club has achieved there? Check that out, Tanja. You see that?
3 goals.
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yes, you have 3 goals achieved, just like Coretta's club has 3 goals achieved, just like my home club has 3 goals achieved. I see Sandra Lane's club also has 3 goals achieved so far. And we know that with Latrina's club, her club has 2 goals. So our clubs are making progress and they're achieving these goals before June 30th, 2020. So we're in a good position. Yet as Don reminded us, membership is important. We want to recruit and retain our members. What you think, Tanja? How do you feel about this information about your club?
I'm excited about it. You know, I love a challenge, and recruitment is what I do.
That is awesome. Fantastic. Yes. And thank you so much for allowing us to actually view your club. And if you don't mind, I want to stay here with your home club so that way we can start looking at the goals section of the dashboard. Are you okay with that?
Sure.
Okay, great. Now, everyone, you'll notice as I'm moving through the dashboard here, I am moving now into the section of the dashboard that gives us on a day-to-day basis a review of how our club is doing with the achievement of the Distinguished Club Program goals. 6 of the goals are for education. 2 of the goals are for membership. 2, or I should say 1 goal, but it's a half and half. So 1 goal is for training, and then 1 goal is for administration. You'll notice as we're looking at the image of the dashboard, it tells you what those sections are for the goals. The majority of the goals that we are accomplishing as a club are those awards that the members are earning when they complete their Pathways assignments. Education awards. Members are here to become better speakers, communicators, and leaders. Therefore, if they are using Pathways, when they accomplish and complete different levels and pathways, they then start to earn level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, and level 5 awards along with the DTM. Someone type inside of the chat box for me, what does DTM stand for? DTM, and I know sometimes I hear people say, darn Toastmasters, I don't think that's what DTM really is. Yet DTM is an award that our members can earn. A lot of our leaders that are on the call today actually have a DTM. I know I have 2. I'm on my way to my 3rd one. Yes, Madam Program Quality Director, you're absolutely right. Distinguished Toastmaster. Take a look at the facts that 6 of the awards are all associated with education. When our members are developing themselves and completing their Pathways assignments, they complete various levels that count in the Distinguished Performance or Distinguished Club Program, which is a part of the Distinguished Performance Reports. The second section is membership. Now remember, membership is all important for the accomplishments of our goals here. Mr. District Director, I see that don't time me. DTM, don't time me. Gotcha. Yet we know it's all about timing, and timing is everything when it comes to membership. Membership, we want to recruit 8 new members technically, although remember when we were looking at the upper part of the dashboard, it talked about having 5 new members. Get 20 members or at least get 5 new members. If we focus on goals 7 and 8, if we get 4 new members and then get 4 more new members, we're going to knock membership out of the park. Tanja, I love when you said recruitment is your thing. This is great. Lock in the number 8. Move beyond that number 5, because if we can get the 8, then that helps the club to secure its status as either distinguished, select distinguished, or president's distinguished. And congratulations, by the way, because your club has already completed goal number 7. We saw before that your club had completed 3 goals. You got 1 education award. That means your goal number 5. Someone in your club earned either a level 4, a level 5, or a Don't Time Me award. I mean, Distinguished Toastmaster award. And then your club knocked out the park, goal number 7, getting 4 new members, plus, do you see that invisible number 1 at 8? Goal number 8, more new members. You are on your way to getting 4 more new members. You already have 1 person that's new. So you've gotten 5 new members so far. You just need 3 more new members. And that 3 new members needed is just letting you know that's what will be helpful to complete goal number 8. Yet your club is rocking and rolling on membership growth. You have 5 already. Yes. That's fantastic.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're quite welcome. You're so welcome. The third one that I would say, and actually I'll talk about the third when we get to that last category. I'm looking at the fact that training, your club did fantastic with training. Now, I have to say this about goals 9 and 10. You do not get the full credit until both of those have been accomplished. Your club is doing really well with goal number 9 because you had 7 club officers trained already, first round of club officer training. The goal is to make certain that you can get 4 or more club officers trained in the second round. Notice that the second round of club officer training happens next month. The season opens up in November. Here in District 103, though, the first opportunity for the second round of training to happen will be December 11th at the Winter TLI at the Toastmasters Leadership Institute, where Lance Miller will be the keynote speaker. Keep your eyes out, everyone. Keep your eyes open for the email that will come out about that event. Yet for your club, for Orland Park, and I would imagine, Tanja, your club is going to have all 7 of your club officers trained again. So that way you will surpass the 4 like you did the first time. And when you get your club officers trained between November and February, you'll accomplish goal number 9. So that one I think is in a bag. You're going to get that one. But currently you have already finished goal number 10. Yes. Your membership was in on time. Your club officer list was in on time. And that is why that goal is now checked as accomplished. Fantastic. Congratulations to Orland Park for accomplishing 3 goals and being positioned to be at least distinguished, because I can see 2 more goals coming once the April dues are paid. Fantastic. Tanja, how do you feel about this information on your club?
I love it. I love it. I'm sure I'm not the only one that knows about it, but definitely going to go back to the next meeting bragging. Okay.
Yes, do that. Go back to the club meeting and brag. Let everyone know you guys are doing a fantastic job.
This is great news. Thanks.
You're quite welcome. You are quite welcome. All right. Now, let me pause here, everyone. I know we were looking at the body of the dashboard in this moment. The body of the dashboard is what I call this whenever we're looking at the goals section. We had the chance to see all of the goals that are needed. We were looking at the sample of Orland Park and we see which goals were accomplished. Let me check in with each of you. Let me find out what thoughts, what comments, or what questions do you have about the goals section? Anything in particular? Any questions about it? Or from those of you who are seasoned, any comments on this information? Feel free to unmute.
This is Coretta. I have a question now for the club that we're looking at now, since their club actually exceeded for the training so far. If they continue to exceed, will they receive additional points for that?
Well, here is what happens with the training. Toastmasters International wants you to get a minimum of 4 of your club officers trained. So say, for instance, if they get the second round, only 4 trained, boom, they're going to accomplish goal number 9. Because, though, you have 7 club officers, it makes sense that all 7 club officers go ahead and complete training. And that way, now you do surpass the 4. District 103 typically recognizes clubs that have had all 7 club officers trained. And I know that our program quality director as well as district director are on the line, and they can definitely confirm this. Yet we have an award that we typically give that's called the Super 7. So Coretta, if they get all 7 trained in the second round, they'll have a Super 7 for the second round of club officer training, or they'll at least be recognized with the district as having all 7 trained and be recognized as a Super 7 club, if you will. Dion or Greg, do either one of you want to speak to that a little bit further?
Sure, I was just going to type it in the chat, but after the date closes for getting all of the training in Toastmasters International, I will be sending out the Super 7 to those that did it for the first half. I'm not waiting for the second half. So those that got all 7, the first half will be recognized.
Okay, thanks, Madam Program Quality Director. Thank you, Coretta, also for asking that question too. Super 7 is great. 7 officers is typically the maximum number that you can have. The minimum number Toastmasters want you to have accomplished or have trained rather is the 4. So, and it doesn't matter which 4 they are. They want you simply to get your club officers trained because they believe when club officers are trained, that helps your club environment to have more quality and your club members can be more successful. And then you have people that have a better idea of what's going on with this whole Toastmasters program, and they can help to lead your club to success. Did that answer the question for you that you were thinking, Coretta? Does that make sense?
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. And thanks again for asking that question. What other questions exist about the goals, or what additional comments and insight would someone like to share about the goals section of the Distinguished Club Program in this performance report? Awesome. Well, I was simply moving through the chat box, making sure I did not miss any comments. I also moved through the gallery to make sure I did not miss any unmuted microphones. Now, here's the next step that I would like for us to do with this particular session. On your handout, and I'm looking at page number 3 of your handout, this information is going to give you, or I should say this page will give you information on your review of the dashboard for your own club. We had the opportunity of looking at Orland Park, thanks to Tanja. Yet everyone else, now you will have the opportunity of looking specifically at your own club. Tanja, you'll even have the opportunity to look a little bit more closely at your club's information as well, because I want all of you now to take a look at your goals section, and I want you to look at the strengths, the weaknesses, the opportunities, and the threats that you observe. So based on the 4 categories of goals: the education, membership, training, and administration. When you take a look at your club's dashboard information, what are some of the key strengths that you're seeing jump out at you? What weaknesses are you observing as far as what the data is telling you on the dashboard? Are there any potential opportunities or even potential threats that are existing for your club? Now, when I think about threats, especially as it relates to achieving education awards, I know for my home club in particular, the major threat for us is losing the number of club meetings we have where my members can actually deliver their speeches that will count toward their pathways levels. If we lose a lot of our club meetings due to district events or international events, then my members are losing the opportunity of earning their levels. So the major threat for us is the limited number of meetings that we can do. I have several members who are leaders at the district level, which means our club meetings get influenced by the district events. We got to watch out for that. I have to be very mindful of which members want to earn a level 1, a level 2, a level 3, a level 4, a level 5, and a DTM. If we're going to lose the number of meetings we have, and approximately in a club year, we can have approximately 20 meetings. If it starts to dwindle beyond 16 meetings that we have in a club year, we're going to jeopardize our potential to earn those education awards. I'm looking at, again, page 3 of the handout, the section that talked about threats. Immediately, I know that's a threat for my club. Yeah, how about for your club? What are potential threats? What are potential opportunities that you observe? Yeah, more importantly, what are some of the strengths that the dashboard is telling you about your club? Now, for this activity, I want you to actually go over to the dashboard. I want you to have the moment of silence in order to review. I'm going to give you 5 minutes to put down a response for your strengths, your weaknesses, your opportunities, and your threats. And then when we return back as a main group, I'm going to get some feedback from you on different aspects of what you observed. So again, I'm going to stop sharing the screen here in this Zoom room. And that way you can go off on your device to the Toastmasters International dashboard, type in your club's number in that distinguished performance report, gather the information from the dashboard that is providing you. And as I said, we'll have 5 minutes of complete silence. I'll give you some timing signals along the way. However, you will not hear me again until the 5 minutes are completely up. Let me touch bases with you before I start going silent and start the timing. Do you have any questions for me on what's happening next? If you are all good, give me a reaction icon of a thumbs up, or you can say all good in the chat box. Either one works for me. Great, see those thumbs up, perfect. All right, everyone, I'm becoming silent now for the 5 minutes. I'll see you back at the end of that time. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to review the dashboard of your club. This reaction icon is for each of you for making the time to figure out what the data on the dashboard is telling you about your club. I had you taking a look at the dashboard, and I wanted you to see if you saw any strengths, any weaknesses, any opportunities, or even any threats. Basically, we did a SWOT analysis of your club based on the data that the dashboard provides. 10 various goals, 6 of them for education, 2 of them for membership, 1 of them for training, and 1 for administration. Some of your clubs have already achieved either the training or potentially half of the training award, as well as the administration award. That goal, you may have already achieved those. Yet the education and the membership sometimes can be a strength and or weakness, or it could be an opportunity or a threat. Let me get some feedback from you on your observation. Who would like to share with me something that you observed from the dashboard that revealed for you a strength?
Go
ahead, Latrina, and then Sandra.
For CTA Toastmasters, I see that our strength lies in the education portion. We have met 1 goal in that area, and we do have members that are working towards the other goals in that area. And it looks very promising that we will complete the education area. So we're doing very well in that area. In addition to that, the training area, we did get the opportunity to have all 7 officers trained during the first round. And so we're excited about that. And those are our two areas of strengths.
Yay, those are great. Thanks, Latrina, for sharing. Sandra, how about for you?
Okay, what I've observed, I think we are strong in 3 of the 4 categories. In administration, we met both of the required areas there. And for training, like what Latrina said, all of our officers were trained. So all 7 were trained. So that's a strength. And then educational goals, we have already earned 1, and we are more than halfway on 2 other categories. So I think we are tracking very well in the educational goal areas as well.
Fantastic. That is awesome. I like what you said too, Sandra. We are doing well in 3 of those 4 categories. So that's a great thing to be able to see that. Thanks for sharing.
You're welcome.
All right. I am looking now at the handout, and I recognize that the handout allowed you to provide your perspective on what you observe to be weaknesses, opportunities, or threats. I am going to open the floor for you to be able to share with me your comment in any of those 3 areas. I focus primarily on the strengths, and I'm glad that we were able to see the strengths. We saw the strengths even of our test clubs of HHS and Orland Park. So again, Coretta and Tanja, thank you so much for allowing us to use your clubs as the test model. Yet I'm curious to know from everyone what may have been an observation on a weakness or a threat or opportunity. Whoever would like to share, feel free to unmute your microphone. Go ahead, Coretta.
I see an opportunity for me to help to challenge my club to help out with the membership to make sure that we're headed towards being the president's. So I'm glad that I actually attended. That would be a comment that I would like to make. So just looking at this, then it just makes me look at some goals that I'll be able to help my club meet.
Fantastic. And I'm glad that you said too, Coretta, you will take this information back to your club and focus on the membership with you also. And Coretta, remind me, are you in an officer position this club year?
No, but our club actually does need a role, does have a role that they need to fill. So maybe I might think about doing it, but yeah, our club does need a secretary role. So maybe I might decide to step in and help out with that.
Yeah. And you know what? I'll tell you, Coretta, secretary is a lot easier to step into than vice president of education.
Say that.
Yeah, that's an easier role to get your feet wet and become acclimated to a leadership position at the club level. I would encourage you, go ahead and do that. Step into the role, because now you'll also have more insight that you'll be able to share with your club officers and members, which could potentially help to influence the progress that your club makes in the next 7 to 8 months.
Okay. And then I've noticed that I've been attending things like the training, even though I'm not an officer. I still attend a lot of the leadership because I like learning things and everything looks interesting. So then I just attended.
Yeah. See, you're positioning yourself. You are definitely positioning yourself for a future opportunity at the club level. I don't want to make you think I'm pushing you to do it. Yeah, I'll tell you, Coretta, I joined Toastmasters in January of 1998. By July 1998, I was the secretary and treasurer of my club.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because the club needed members to step into the role. And I've been in a leadership level. I joined Toastmasters to develop my leadership skills. So let me make that clear. I didn't come into the membership organization for communication development. That was the secondary benefit for me. I specifically was looking to become more confident and more skilled at being a leader. When my club members recognized that, not only did they voluntold me rather to do the role of secretary, it turned out to be both secretary and treasurer because we didn't have enough members to serve in the club officer roles. And I haven't looked back since. I've been an officer in all 7 different roles. Since my membership, I've eventually been a member leader at the district level, and you simply never know where this can take you. And I'll tell you, my success in my career came because of the leadership roles I kept involving myself in with Toastmasters. Starting as secretary is easier to do.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. And thank you for sharing. All right, now we heard from Coretta when she mentioned the opportunities and some of the weaknesses. Anyone else that would like to share your observation on a weakness, a threat, or an opportunity that you observed with your club with the data on the dashboard?
Hi.
Hey, Tanja.
Tanja. Hi. I would like to say that I noticed on the dashboard our weaknesses is the recruitment and maintenance of members. You know, it goes up and it goes down. This is a threat because we need to keep a certain amount of members, maintain a certain amount of members. And I'm sure, as the data said, we had the right amount of members, but however, it keeps dipping down, you know, so that is definitely a threat because we need that. So I also feel that this is an opportunity to develop some strategies, maybe some advertisement strategies, some recruitment strategies, and also how to, maybe this can allow us to branch off. Okay, meaning maybe we can, I had an idea, recruit at maybe the corporate level, you know, across different industries. You know, maybe we can start at the corporate level. Maybe they would be interested. I'm not sure if this is something that you guys already do or not, you know, but this is just me talking about, you know, some recruitment strategies, because I know for a fact while I'm sitting in these Zoom meetings, these leaders of the company, they do not sound half as well spoken as you are, you know? So I'm thinking they could possibly benefit from it. You know, right now, a lot of communication is done via Zoom, you know, so if they're not able to come to the meetings in person, maybe they can do it via Zoom. I'm thinking via Zoom is a whole lot easier for some people to at least start off with. So that was my idea.
Fantastic idea. And I'm remembering, Tanja, you said that you have been here for about 2 weeks as a member.
2 weeks.
Yes. I want you to get with your club and see if there is a membership committee or a PR committee that you can associate yourself with. You have some fantastic ideas and great insight, and you're in the perfect position being new. You might be able to bring those ideas you were sharing with us here today to them where they can also use it in the club environment. So thank you for your observation. And you were looking, I like how you were weaving the opportunities to the threats, to the weakness, and you had those ideas. Yes, this is what it's about though. And this is when our members can help our leaders, our clubs can be more successful. So kudos to you, Tanja. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yes, Madam Program Quality Director. Go ahead, Dion.
I was just going to piggyback on what Tanja was saying, and that the dash does a couple of things. One of which it does show your strength and it shows your weaknesses, but it also shows and how each member is crucial to the growth of the club, and they can see what parts they play. So this training, you know, each one of you who is not in leadership and you are club members, go back to your members and say, this is information for you too, so that you can see that everything that you do, it counts and you are contributing to the success of your club. The other thing that you mentioned was about spreading this to corporate clubs. And yes, we very much do have this we want to grow our membership, and we do want to grow our corporate clubs. So we are definitely open to corporate clubs becoming members of Toastmasters and chartering clubs in their organization. So that is absolutely something that we are very much open to. And if you have ideas about that, certainly reach out to either myself or to Greg. But I am just so pleased that we have both leadership and we have members on the clubs who are not necessarily holding officers' role. And this hopefully will push you into doing so. No pressure, Coretta. But I think that if you're going to the training, one of the things you may have heard people say is no free speeches. I would say no free going to officers training. If you're going to go, then go ahead and do the position. You don't have to have the background. You don't have to have the experience, because that's what Toastmasters is all about. So that's my spiel. And thank you very much.
Oh, you're quite welcome, Madam Program Quality Director. Thank you so much for your feedback that you shared. And I love the encouraging words that you gave to both Tanja and Coretta as well. As we recognized on this session, almost immediately, we had several district leaders here, yet we also had members who were not leaders at the club level at all. And together, we were all able to learn some additional insight about, as what's been nicknamed, the dash. The dash. Thank you all so much for being present today. I know that we are now coming to the official end of this session. I've placed inside of the chat box a feedback link, and I'll make certain that I put it in one more time. Give me some feedback about your perspective on this session. As I mentioned, this was our session on fostering club success, understanding and using the Toastmasters International dashboard, part 1. Today, we focused on the part 1 being very specific at the club level, looking at the membership information, the goal information, the alignment information, and then all of the DCP, Distinguished Club Program Goal information. Next month, we're going to get more in depth with the additional reports. You'll learn, especially if you're a leader at the district level, you'll learn some of the additional reports you can use. Even if you are not a leader at the club level, so that means Tanja and Coretta, you'll still find some benefit in knowing information, because now what you'll see is what we see. And when I say we, I mean any leader outside of the club. Any leader at the club level and outside of the club level, including Toastmasters International, the data that we see about your club, that again, your members are helping to influence. Take what you learned from today's session back to your clubs. Share with me in the evaluation form what you got from this program that was beneficial, and stay well and be safe. And I'll see everyone next month in our part 2 of our dashboard presentation. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Good job.
Thank you.